So before you even think about going for this level, there's three big things that you should know. Number one,
I have no two-player experience, but Codependence looks interesting. I think I'll go for it.
please do not do this as your first two-player level. You will just be making it much harder for yourself. There's an entire two-player list filled with levels that you can use to practice this kind of skill set. They also include unrated levels, so there's quite a lot of options to go off. I'll leave a link down in the description. Number two is that I've seen a lot of people think that you can learn two-player levels by just treating it as two different levels. Like you learn one path, you learn the other path, you try to combine them. This is just not how it works, because the whole point of learning it is learning how the clicks relate to each other, and you're not going to be able to do that if you do them separately. Finally, I would recommend specifically for this level to use your non-dominant hand on the top path and your dominant hand on the bottom path. It just ends up making a lot of parts a lot easier and a lot more manageable in my opinion. And with that said, let's get into it. When it comes to doing an exceptionally learny part in a level, there are three stages: the setup, chaining, and consistency building. Let's start with the first stage. Your goal on the day you approach a complex part shouldn't be to do the whole thing in one run immediately. It's not worth spending an unnecessary amount of attempts grinding out a singular part just to feel defeated after not getting anywhere. Instead, all you need to do is get a good understanding of each little snippet rather than the part as a whole. When I say snippet, I'm referring to the fact that you never really view a part as one long click pattern. You instead view it as lots of little click patterns. An example of this is Duel 4, where from the start to this red line here, that's a snippet. From that red line to this red line, that's another snippet, and so on. You may find that after learning each snippet, you don't find any difficulty in chaining everything together. Some of the duels in Codependence are like this, and are doable in just one sitting. But if you're having a hard time chaining, don't push yourself too much, as waiting for sleep buff to come is significantly more efficient. Pretty much anything learning heavy is carried by sleep buff, and two-player levels are no exception, especially if they're split screen. Speed hack, or time warp trigger, is also a great tool to use to help you to grasp the snippets better, as learning this stuff in full speed can be a bit overwhelming at times. The next stage is chaining. Once you've set everything up, you gotta start chaining what you've learned together. For complex parts, this should be done the day after you set it up. You may find that even still you aren't quite able to chain the whole part together, and that's perfectly fine, because even if you don't do the whole part, it'll still be much easier to make progress on than it would be if you just tried to push yourself on the day you started playing it. Consistency building is pretty self-explanatory. Once you do the part for the first time, you gotta do it again, then again, then again, then again, until you're good at it, or comfortable with it at the very least. This process can span multiple days if it has to. Sometimes you're not quite able to get consistent on the day you do it for the first time, and that's totally normal. If you keep that in mind and just remember not to beat yourself up too much for not making the progress you might want to make, then you'll be good to go. I'd also like to quickly talk about using no clip to learn the level. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. For Codependence, I wouldn't recommend using it for the setup stage, but I would recommend using it for the chaining stage. This is because it can be a good way to check if you're successfully chaining all the snippets together without the risk of dying. Alright, now time to go through every duel individually and show you some strats for each of them. This is not the be-all end-all of strats, by the way, I'd like to clarify. You might find stuff that makes it even easier, you might find things that you don't like doing, and that's all perfectly fine. These are just the strats I used, and also some strats that I found out after I beat the level that would have made my life a lot easier. So, duel number 1. This slope is completely optional. I have no idea why they just didn't put a block here, but there isn't, so you can just go right through it. For this part, I would highly suggest looking up at the robot. You might be tempted to look down at the orbs, but honestly, like, you just get so used to doing the rhythm that you can do it with ease without looking at it. So the robot should be your priority here. Then for this part, I'm assuming you want to do double inputs, ideally, for every other click. So you gotta hit this dash orb early, this dash orb either in the middle or late, and in the final dash orb late, because if you hit this dash orb late, you're going to run into this spike. If you hit this dash orb too early, you're going to hit this spike. And if you hit this dash orb too early, you're going to hit this spike. I would suggest looking up at the spider here, but just make sure that this click here is long, otherwise the robot will not have the height here to reach the dash orb coming up. And then you can just do all of them as double inputs. Duel 2, you want to make sure to hit these 2 orbs late so that the cube can get over these spikes. Because if you hit it too early, then the cube's just going to die. Once you pass this click, you can just hold for the top path and focus completely on the wave. But then, just before the wave hits the size portal, you're going to want to obviously click as the robot to get over these spikes. This is also why I do 3 clicks for that wave thing instead of 4, because if I were to do 4, my brain would be tempted into holding the wave for longer than I need to and ram into these spikes. Because my brain's like, oh, I want to do the robot click, I gotta hold for a little bit. But it ends up being too long for the wave. For this entire part here, you can just focus on the spider. Because it is the rest of the clicks on the bottom path are super easy once you know where they are relative to the spider clicks. Nothing. Bingo, there you go. This black orb here is completely optional. Now there's 2 ways of doing it. You can either hit the red orb, or you can not hit the red orb and just hold as the robot, which is what I did. Another optional orb on the bottom there. And of course, just make sure you're focusing on the bottom, as it's way easier to look at the ship than the UFO. Then for Duel 3. Duel 3 is the first duel of a level that I would consider a complex duel, meaning that you're going to have to set up chain, do all that stuff with it. First off, this portal here can be used as a visual cue for the slope jump up top, which makes it a lot easier, because you can just focus on the UFO entirely for this first bit. Then the second click of the UFO I like to do as a double click, knowing that this is a buffer, and I can just do this as a double click, hold up the top, and it will always get the orb timing. Part I like to do 3 clicks, with the 3rd click being a long click so that the robot gets enough height here. You do a 4th click just before the wave portal, but you do almost like a micro click. And that sets up this like double wave spam thing really nicely, because you're going to end up hitting the middle of the portal, which is what you want. You can do this wave spam in 3 clicks, or what I like to do is I like to do it in 4. But if you're not like as comfortable with high CPS stuff, then you're fine with just 3. And then from this wave, I like to start looking up, because you gotta look at this wave release, and there's a couple UFO timings later. This is just alternation here. You start when you've just passed this slope so as not to bonk here on the slope. And you just do that, it's just you know? And then after that, of course, I switch back down to the bottom as you have this input here, and there's a bunch more stuff later. The 2nd and 4th click there are for the robot. Just make sure that you are aware of how long you're holding it for, because you don't want to be too short or too long. This is a delayed double, because for this jump on the bottom, you want to be as close to the spike as possible. And it's really hard to get close enough when you do it as a double input, because you'll just die at the top here. Now I like to skip the pad here. You might not like doing this, but it's my personal preference because I think it makes it flow better. And this is just 3 clicks with a 2nd click being a double click. Make sure to hit this dash orb semi-late, because if you hit it too early, then you're just going to die to this. Now, the orbs at the top are optional. You can just jump over the spikes here like this. I personally didn't like doing that, but again, it's up to you. For this ship, assuming you don't hold when going into it, you can just start holding as soon as you touch the slope, and you can hold for the entirety of it until you get to the ball. Like this. Like, there's no requirement to hit those orbs whatsoever. Now for this, I found it a lot easier to look at the ship and just use this first size portal as a visual reference to be like, oh, this is where the ball clicks start. And you can use all the other size portals for visual cues for the other ball clicks if you want, but honestly, you get so used to the rhythm that you only really need the first one. Now for this part, you want to focus on the top here and make sure that in between clicks, you make sure you're buffering this green orb, because if you hit it too late, you're going to miss this platform. When you hit the UFO portal there, you want to make sure you're starting to click faster, because if you click at the same rate, then you're most likely going to butcher this green orb. So for this part of the duel, you want to alternate these first 3 clicks, wave, ship, wave. Make sure you're focusing on the wave though, because this ship is literally just 3 clicks. And luckily, the other 2 ship clicks can actually be done as double clicks alongside the wave, so that's really nice. This part, In between these 2 clicks of the wave, make sure you're hitting it with the UFO to hit this as early as possible, because that's going to help you for this next part. You can also just go through this spike if you want. There's literally nothing preventing you from doing that. I personally didn't use that because I just felt like it flowed better when I did 4 clicks. That part is literally just focus down on the UFO and remember that it's just 1 double and 2 delayed doubles. And that's it. You just do 1 last UFO click after the 2 delayed doubles and you're fine, you're golden. Don't overthink it though. Overthinking it will absolutely kill you. I like to do 4 clicks in this little spam thing, with the 3rd click being the one with a double so that I can hit this blue orb here. There's 2 ways you can do this section. You can either like hold the blue orb so that the ball automatically goes off here. But what I find much easier is if I hit the blue orb with quite a small click so as not to accidentally automatically go off this platform and just alternate it. I find that a lot easier. And then the rest of Duel 4 is really easy because it's basically just double clicks. Then Duel 5 obviously starts with a double click. So you can skip this blue orb there. I personally prefer to hit it because it does allow you to get more height for this yellow orb, which basically guarantees that you won't die to like this spike here or fly into this spike from hitting it too late. Whereas if you do the skip, then you're lower, and if you want to do it as a double input, you're going to have to do this dash orb quite early. I like to focus on the bottom here, and just remember that whenever I'm hitting this green orb, I can just hold at the top for a lot of it. Then you look at the top for a brief moment for this dash orb and this click coming up. This is just 1 single input on the bottom, and then 2 doubles. Another neat little skip you can do is just skip this black orb by using the diamond here as visual reference for when to click on the UFO. Like when you're in the middle of this diamond, if you click with the top, then you can just jump over these spikes fine. Optional green orb there. Now this part, I focus on the top because it's a ship. It's going to be really hard to do without looking at it. And every single click except for the 2nd click there is a double input so that I can also do the orbs on the UFO. The only one that's a little bit tricky is the 4th click because you need to hold this dash orb as the UFO, but if you hold as the ship, you're going to fly into like one of these spikes. Or that saw as well. This is just like, from this click, you just do 1, 2, 3 on the top, and then the 3, you do another click as the wave. Like that. And you don't need to worry about this dash orb at all because yet again it's optional. And then you can just do the ship down at the bottom as 3 clicks to get the robot inputs as well. I actually like to use the structure here as visual reference for when the robot clicks should be. So this first spike can be your first input, this here can be where the blue orb is, and then this spike can be the final input. Then Duel 6. Duel 6 is a weird one. The first bit of it is really easy though, which is nice. Something I'm so annoyed at myself for not finding out about earlier is that you can just jump over this spike and hold and not hit the blue orbs. I have no idea how I did not find that out earlier. It resulted in one of my far deaths as well, so that could have saved me a list percent death. This is just 1 ball click and then the rest are just double inputs. You can skip the green orb here if you want and just do it like that. I personally preferred hitting the green orb, but again, it's up to you. Once you've done this input here as the ship, you can just hold for a little bit and focus on the UFO. I like to do this ship as just 3 double inputs because it usually works. And of course 2 more double inputs to jump off this platform and hit this green orb. This next part, however, was quite hard for me for a while, but I did figure out a way to make it somewhat consistent. This is 2 delayed doubles. And obviously you want to literally hit the first click as soon as you touch the wave portal. You want to also aim on the release to go in this little crevice here. Because if you do that, then you'll most likely be able to miss this and go slightly higher than you otherwise would be able to go. Of course, you can also aim for this middle spike and try to do a double input. But it's kind of hard to get to the middle spike sometimes, especially when it results usually in stuff like this. So if you want it to be cleaner, then I would suggest just doing it as 2 delayed doubles with hitting this. Also, the second delayed double will have a smaller gap in between the clicks than the first one does. Now for this, what I did is I used this pillar as a visual cue, and I just jumped as the cube without hitting the black orb because I did not want to do that micro click. But some people will probably find it easier to hit the black orb, so it's completely up to you. And then that's it for duel 6, so let's do duel 7. These are just more double inputs, but make sure that you look at the ship and you start doing the double inputs a little bit when it's in the corridor instead of right away, because otherwise this UFO is going to miss the pink orbs. Now, although there is a ship on the bottom, I find it easier to just look at the top. 1, 2, 3, 1. Because you can just do it as 1, 2, 3, 1 like that, right? And this wave will just have the same hold and release as the ship does. You just need to hit this one red orb, by the way. This one doesn't matter, and it's not like you need to transition into the wave weirdly, because you can just keep holding from here. You can actually just hold as the ship missing this orb after the second input and focus entirely on the top without a worry in the world. I do the first ball click without really paying attention to the ship because, you know, there's an invisible platform here that extends out quite a bit, so you're fine. But the second and third ball click there I do as double inputs. I try to keep the rhythm with the ship, and in the fourth click I just focus on the wave because you do not need a click after that fourth click because there's no spikes here. Those are just 3 double inputs and then an extra input to make sure you don't plummet into the spikes as the ship. Now, because of this ball portal, you can just hold into it and the dash orb will be hit automatically for you, which is really nice. Unfortunately for Duel 8, there's not really much advice I can give, especially considering there's no skips. Luckily, it's one of the easiest duels to learn, so you should still be fine. The actual experience of playing the level from zero can be a bit boring. However, because of the immense amount of skips the pre-duel has, you can have a bit of fun with it. I understand that was a lot of rambling, so if you have any further questions or concerns or just want help, then just DM me on Discord. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say about the level. So yeah, here are the highlights. Codependence time! Time to depend on the co, but not actually, because we are the co. We are the co in this situation. This is the choke point of all time. This one's hard. I'm not reading that sentence aloud, Mav. This is just, it's the hardest thing ever. Sometimes it's easy though, but sometimes, most of the time it's impossible. Do not do that from zero, please. Don't do that. The 8-day luck will strike. Everyone thinks the 8-day luck will strike, but this is hard. This is like a hard level. A very hard level. I may get to duel 7, but I will not beat it. You have 76. 76 is a massive choke point. Duel 7 is hard as fuck. 93 and 94 in question, and like so many of my runs. Can I stare in the camera? Okay, we're good. Get to the 70s once today. I've already done that. I got 76 yesterday. I got. Why is the foot in the structure? What are you doing? What? That's not how feet work. Wait, is there just no... I gotta look at that. Is there just nothing connecting the foot to the leg? There's nothing there. What? Okay. What if I just change my seating position? Because I was good at this duel earlier, so I don't get this. Like suddenly decided, oh wait, you're actually bad and horrible and a terrible human being. Let's go. Raid. Oh, what the fuck? Pop off! Hi! I'm being bad. I'm sorry I'm being bad right now. This is probably the worst I've been at Duel 7 in a long time, so... About damn time for this level, yeah. I've been wanting to do this level for a while. It's super satisfying to make progress on. Very much less satisfying when I'm, for some reason, unable to do Duel 7. Which I need to do in order to, you know, progress. There we go, Jesus. Much more fun and easier. No, this is fun for me. I like pushing myself. Don't die last ship. I really don't want to, but it could happen. 94 is also very likely. I died to the last duel twice when getting 45 to 100. Oh, it's probably because the mic is literally right there. I should probably move it. It is like literally centimeters away from the keyboard. I actually want to go for this. I'm willing to help. I would just recommend do not, under any circumstance, attempt this as your first 2-player level. You will die. Let's make go 44. Why not? Let's go for. Oh, stare solace in the camera? Sure. Oh, I missed the size portal. If you haven't realized already, the top path is my left hand, and the bottom path is my right hand. In order to make this happen, I need to flip my 2-player controls, so I have to do the solo parts either with left hand or spacebar. Okay, there's a 2.2 bug, by the way, where that ship, the ship you enter on this bottom path, if you don't click in the wave, you will be flung off the slope and hit this spike. So you have to click before the ship portal in order to avoid the slope a little bit, so it doesn't fling you there. Made it seem harder for you, because how much to see the clicks, especially with different hands? Yeah. Like, I feel like watching this makes it seem harder than it actually is, because like, this is obviously not like number 13 on a demon list. Like, that's, no. It only seems like that because like no one touches it because it's 2-player, you know? Here we go. Oh, I'm not there! Come on! Fuck. Stupid death incoming. Pickle, you were correct. Dude, nerve control on this level is just impossible. When things belong on the list. This is, I don't know. If I had to make a rough estimate right now, because I do not like judging levels before I beat them, but if I had to make a rough guess, it's probably around unknown. If I find it easier than unknown, Zoink will literally just assassinate me. Like, he will want me dead. Still harder than Abyss of Darkness. I cannot beat Abyss of Dark, dude, like, I don't know. I call it, like, challenge wave gameplay with those, like, you know, like, the mini-wave and amalgam, like, those gaps? I am very bad at those. I do not know how people get consistent at them. Same with just, like, super tight wave gaps in general. Like, unlike what seems to be most people, wave is not my best game mode. So far, based on list placement, I have got a new hardest every month of 2022. I beat Edge of Destiny in January, Solar Flare in February, Saul Goodman in March, The Lightning Rod in April, and now this in May. Although this will probably get moved down as soon as I beat it. Go for the entire year? Yeah, I don't think I can do that. I think this is the last list hardest. I think this is where the streak ends, because I have to do Walter White, Menace, like Pooh Cubed, Eyes in the Water, Convulsion, Check Steam, like all of this in a month, which is not happening. Dubious, you're so good at spam. However, the rest of the level. I'm very bad at challenge gameplay. I would probably find Scooping Circles like the hardest thing ever. Which is why I kind of want to do a list challenge at some point, because I need, you know, I want to get better at literally every element of the game. It's like it's my entire shtick. Collecting skill sets like Infinity Stones. Are you Scotland? Yes, I am the entire country of Scotland. Thank you for noticing. Something I really wish was still a thing is that like 2-player CPS counter where there was like 2 of them. I used it for sets in my mind, but yeah. I wish codep wasn't so hard. I mean, like, I think it's fucking awesome, because it's like, it really does, at the moment anyway, it does feel like a bit of a, like, finale to 2-player. However, that will obviously not be the case forever, because we have levels like Beeline, which is yet to have a solo victor, but knowing Konski, or me, maybe? Depends if I feel like it. You'll totally beat it, guys! Guys! This is the attempt! Oh my god! Holy shit, no way! Wait! Oh my days. He's going. Brain fart, fuck. Why did my hand do that? That's the other thing, you're still subject to brain farts. It's not like, I am a human being, I will still make dumb mistakes like that. Okay! I got 84, let's fucking go. My hand, I cannot type! My hand is shaking too much. What, 83? Really? That's a... Dude, I've gotten to Duel 7 twice. Both times I've gotten there, I've died to something that's not even hard. I'm not dying, like, I'm not dying to 80. I'm not dying to 82. I'm not dying to 86. No, of course. Why would I die to something hard? I have to die to something completely easy instead. What other 2-player levels would be? Let's take a look-see. Auto Minecraft 2, Doorway Quiz, MLG Windows, Dwell My Semi-Quaver, R Robot, Alter Game, It's 10, Bang Gang, Milky Ways, that one, Iodine, Only One, Horrors, Gimmick Level 2, Sides of My Mind, Hexmaster, Me My Machine Gang. How does it compare to Auto Minecraft 2 so far? It's a bit harder, I don't know. Is that spam? Every spam that's possible with keyboard is spam. No, that's a lie. Okay, most spams, or spams that I do anyway. Any spam that I do will be possible on mouse. Not on my mouse, though. Yeah, I'm not doing much on this mouse. This is, I'm not going to be able to play much on this at all. Just beat the level. Would be silly. What do you think I'm trying to do? Someone should be literally trust her. I want him to come back for the sole purpose of just verifying that one 2-player level he made. He needs to release it. Fair death. Oh, that's a fair death. Why the hacker icon colors? Because I'm hacking. This whole time I was hacking. You see, I'm not actually playing this solo. I'm playing this with my Siamese twin, who you cannot see or perceive, because he is embedded within my skin. Okay, Mr. Left Hand, sir, I'm gonna need you to listen real hard, do you understand? Okay, right. You see that there? You see that? You're not allowed to die there, okay? Stop doing that. You need to actually click the button in time so that you get over that, so you can hit the dash up, alright? Understand? Or you do it again? Okay, good. Yeah, my left hand sucks as well. It causes a lot of issues. People think because I can spam, I'm good with left hand. No. What? Break course gifted a sub, thank you, doggy. Another, what the fuck do you mean another one? What are you doing, doggy? Doggy? Huh? Yeah, space just wouldn't do that. What do you mean another? Stop! What are you doing? Thank you. What the fuck? Alright, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. I'm going to look to my left. If I see that Doggy has gifted another sub, I do not know what I will do. Doggy! Dude, Doggy, you can't be spending this much money on me. I appreciate it, but stop! You don't need to do this. What do you 500 bits and another gifter? Stop! I am getting genuinely concerned about your financial choices here. What do you mean Rafford gifted a sub? Doggy, again? What are you doing? I cannot! I cannot deal with you guys! What are you doing? What is this? What is this stuff? I am flabbergasted. I'm befuddled beyond belief. Why is everyone what are you doing? Why is everyone doing this now? Level 4? What do you mean level 4? I've never gone to level 4 before. Dry out! Why did the ship go like down instead of up the way I wanted it to? One second left on the hype train. What does this mean? Okay. I've received an emo. What do you mean I've received an emo? Shoot, what the fuck? Genuinely, thank you guys so much. It's fucking insane. Like, why are you doing this? Right, guys. I'm going to do the pre-duel the intended way. I know, it's crazy, but hear me out. They called me a madman. Oh, fuck the ship. If facial recognition could just imagine like you're just like happily playing your game and then suddenly And then macro activates. Okay, good. I was gonna say, like, on the attempt that I was like, oh, let's activate the macro with face cam. And also, like, this as well. Wait, where did I even die? Hold on. What? Huh? What? Excuse me! I think I'm just at the point where I've lost consistency right now. It's not ideal. So, like, if I play further, I don't think I'm gonna do much better. I'll wait for tomorrow to get it back. Ah, shit. Oh, I did it again. I got the dual 4. I'm very happy with this. Okay, I'm gonna give it a like as well. Oh, 97. Oh, what the fuck? That's like the robot. Oh, that's unfortunate. Thank you all for being here very much. This was a very nice stream. Hopefully I beat it in the next couple days. Damn it. 60, no, 76. 76. I can't speak. Oh, 68. Fuck. That was really dumb. That was so dumb. '90. I got 90. I got 90 on Codependence.
What?
I got 90% on Codependence. I died to the last duel.
What?
Fucking hell, dude. I got 90 again! I got 90 again!
Oh my god.
Fucking god! My left hand didn't click fast enough. 65.
What did you get?
65. 80! I got 80! Oh, fuck. That's a reasonable death. That's a perfectly reasonable death. I'm actually surprised I haven't died there yet. Because it's like, there's 3 stages to learning 2-player, but those stages also apply to just anything super learny. There's setting up, there's chaining, and then there's consistency building.
I think you can like learn anything. You learn with like cordless, like that would have taken me like months.
You know what's funny? I'm not even a fast learner. I'm a very slow learner. It's just that I know how to learn things.
By any chance, you ever get Codependence, so like each part or each like path on its own, like its own separate demon?
What?
One that's learning.
Hold on.
I think that probably enough your muscle memory.
I beat Codependence! I did it! Oh, fuck! I beat Codependence solo! Holy fucking shit!
You booked it! As I told you!
Holy shit, dude.
I
Right.
told you to be back there.